Hello, today I'll be creating a double strand helix. I'm going to start with a 3D assembly, within which I'm going to have a number of balls, let's say 32. So this is it for the structure. Now here I'm going to set this number, so 32. I'm also going to set a diameter, and this is going to be in viewport height units. Now here I'm going to have the ball element, and it's going to have a width equal to the diameter and a height equal to the same diameter. It's going to have a background equal to current color or something. Let's also set a border radius 50% so that everything is nice and round. For all div elements, I'm going to set position absolute and also transform style preserve 3D. Okay, this is it here. I can collapse that. For the assembly, I'm going to set top 50% and left 50% so that the assembly is in the middle. Now here, to put the balls right in the middle, I'm going to set a margin, and this is going to be a negative margin equal to -half the diameter. Okay. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is make this look a bit more 3D. So I'm going to use a radial gradient here, circle at 35%, 25%, and here I'm going to have white all the way up to the current color, and SAS doesn't like it if that isn't capital. Okay, this is starting to look like something. Now, one more thing I'm going to do is distribute these balls. Here I'm going to compute a few values, a few helper values. So I'm going to have a P that's half the number of balls, because as I said, I want to have a double helix. So I'm going to have half on a strand and half on the other strand. I'm also going to compute another constant value, which is going to be -half P -1. Okay, so now that I've computed this, I'm going to set a transform here, and this is going to be, first of all, I'm going to have a translate 3D, and for now I'm just going to set the X and the Y. I'm going to set them, no, the X and the Z, I'm going to set them to 0 for now. And let's see about the Y. This is going to be a calc value, and it's going to use an index I minus that Q value. All of it multiplied with, I don't know, let's say 0.7 the diameter. So this should do it. And I should have them distributed horizontally. And since it doesn't work, it's because there's something wrong here. I need to set the values for that I. So here I'm going to have a loop for I from 1 to P, and here I'm going to have nth child P and plus I plus 1, and here I'm going to set the custom property I to the loop index. So this should translate my balls. Okay, and it does. Next thing, I'm going to rotate them and also translate them along the z-axis by something like twice the diameter. Okay, so I'm going to have a rotate y, and here I'm going to use an angle around the y-axis. So this is going to be calc, and here I'm also going to need to compute a base angle. So the base angle is 360 degrees over P. It doesn't really need to be 360 degrees in this case. So here I'm going to use the same I times the base angle Okay, and I'm also going to have another switch, so plus this switch, which is okay, so this switch is 0 initially, and this switch is going to be times half a turn. Okay, so this distribute stuff, and I'm just going to take this stuff from here and put it within an after pseudo element. After that stuff, and also the background. And I'm also going to have a content. And here I'm also going to add the after. Okay, so that everything is absolutely positioned. Now I'm going to take this transform from here, and I'm going to apply it here as well, but with reversed sign. So that's going to be calc -1 times that. So that now all my balls are facing forward. Now let's add a bit of perspective and stuff here. So I'm going to have overflow hidden first of all. I'm going to have a height, full height. Okay, and I'm going to have perspective. I'm going to make it exaggerated, something like 15 ems. Okay, so now I can clearly see the balls that are in front. Now for that switch, I'm going to have here nth child n plus, so the second half plus p plus 1. The second half flips the switch to 1. Okay, so now I have that as well. Now let's do something about the color. So I'm going to use this color scheme from here, and these two first colors, I have them here, and as you can see, there's not that big of a difference between them. So I'm going to start from this HSL value and get that other HSL value. So color. Okay, so this is going to be a calc. Next, I'm going to use a calc here as well. So the sign times 30%, and this one is going to be another calc. Plus this sign, switch times 12%. Okay, so this gives me this nice value right here. So I think I'm going to add something like 65% so that it looks better, or 70% at least. Let's leave it like this. Okay, so now that I've done this, this is pretty much the structure. Let's start animating. So I'm going to have a simple animation, rotate along around the y-axis, an animation duration, a linear, infinite, and this animation duration is going to be t, let's say 2 seconds, something like that. And here I'm going to have animation, this reverse. Okay, and this is going to be the direct thing. Okay, so now I can just collapse this thing and just do the keyframes animation. So that's keyframes, rotate around the y-axis, goes to transform, and this is going to be a rotate y, one turn minus an AY, and by default this is going to be 0 degrees, but it's not going to be a 0 degrees for the inner elements. So this should have done it, and I have no idea why it didn't do it. So let's see now. So my assembly, it has an animation. Okay, yeah, it should have had a calc there. Sorry about that. That's why. Calc. So this should start working, and it does. It's a bit too fast. Maybe I can slow it down, something like 4 seconds. That's too slow, 3 seconds. Leave it like that. So yeah, this is it. You're going to find the finished result in the description below. If you have any questions or requests for future videos, please drop them in the comments or send them on Twitter. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have and you want me to be able to do more stuff in the future, please consider supporting my work in one of the ways explained in the description, with a donation, by getting me something off my Amazon wishlist, or at least by sharing this to show the world what can be done with CSS these days, because I think it's pretty damn cool. In any event, thanks for watching.